is not violence, and it is not business, it's justice. And at the end of this, you will see that both Cornelius Smith and Justin Johnson are caught, and they're both guilty of murder. They're both guilty of conspiracy to commit murder. And Johnson, as he is a prior felon, is also guilty of convicted felon in possession of a handgun. And if Ian caught on video is not enough for you, you'll also hear it from Cornelius Smith's mouth. That's me with the assault rifle killing Dolph. And that's Justin with a handgun with me killing Dolph.
It's just slack, isn't it?
Slack he realizes. He's just called. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jim.
That's that slap music.
Okay, so this is defense. Okay.
Good morning. Good to see you. Thank y'all for being here. It's an important day. It's going to be an important week. As you all sit in judgment and you evaluate the evidence in this case. And as we talked about in voir dire, Mr. Johnson sits before you innocent.
What?
And he'll remain that way. Because at the conclusion of this case, once you've viewed all the evidence and heard all the testimony, you will not be convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that he did this. Because he didn't. Now, Mr. Hagerman was a very skilled attorney, did a great opening statement. But there's always two sides. And there are certain things about this case that I'm going to urge you to be paying particular attention to. You heard a little bit about Govan, and I anticipate you'll get to hear from Govan in this case. You already heard you're going to be hearing from Mr. Smith. You know, and Mr. Hagerman talked about Mr. Govan and said he liked to, you know, get an interest in young rappers, right? He liked to exploit. He liked to exploit young rappers, like Mr. Johnson. He brings no skill to the table, but you're going to hear testimony about how he intended.
Hold on, pause.
It was his sole mission to get a 30 to.
I know that's not his defense.
What did he say?
He's telling on Gomez or Henderson.
That's what he's
telling.
saying? You lying.
Not like telling.
Let me go back. Let me go. My fault, y'all.
Bruh, he is about, I know that's not what his defense about to do. They about to put it on somebody else. Ooh-wee. Go ahead.
Very skilled attorney, did a great opening statement. But there's always two sides. And there are certain things about this case that I'm going to urge you to be paying particular attention to. You heard a little bit about Govan, and I anticipate you'll get to hear from Govan in this case. You already heard you're going to be hearing from Mr. Smith. You know, and Mr. Hagerman talked about Mr. Govan and said he liked to, get an interest in young rappers, right? You like to exploit.
Oh,
You like to exploit young rappers,
oh,
like Mr. Johnson.
oh.
He brings no skill to the table, but you're going to hear testimony about how he intended. It was his sole mission to get a 30 to 60% piece of Mr. Johnson.
What?
You're going to hear him say, oh, man, Mr. Johnson was going to go platinum. And he and his god brother had missed out on this golden opportunity for another rapper.
Yeah.
My boy.
I know it is.
Straight drop. Damn, this man ain't. He just ain't. He ain't say Mr. Johnson was with his sister. Mr. Johnson was in New York. Mr. Johnson was in L.A. Mr. Johnson was in his ass. Mr. Johnson was diving in some pussy. He didn't say none of that. And they pointed to somebody else. Lord Jesus.
And they weren't going to let that go by.
Please say something true.
How do you allow your defense to come up and say that? I'm not trying to be the nigga that just, but how do you allow your defense to start like this? I would have been looking at him like I was looking at the last nigga. I'd have been jaw dropped like, what did he do? But I can't do that because he's trying to defend me. But in my head, my mind, my heart is beating fast. I got to go back and see these niggas. You get to go home in your suit. I gotta go see these niggas. Is you crazy? Why would you put me in the line of fire like this? This ain't how a fucking...
Man, he told that man say that.
I'm hoping he didn't.
He told his lawyer to point to somebody else.
Oh my,
He
I
ain't-
pray he didn't do no shit like that.
He told me to do it, and I went to go do it because he said he was gonna give me 30. I just wanted a record deal. I did whatever for the deal. I told you straight drop. You should have just told, bro.
These are well-known drug dealers
Damn, you should have just told.
with young niggas.
Damn.
You should have just took the plea. Don't take it. They got y'all. They got everybody.
He wanted the money.
Oh my God! Don't do that. That nigga. There's no way you just said. That's not the way my lawyer should have walked into this. Not how I would have thought he'd have walked into this.
Bro.
I know it's an easy way to get him less time because you know he's fucked. But this ain't. I gotta go live with these niggas. You don't.
He told his lawyer that, bro. His lawyer just ain't gonna go up there and say anything, fam.
Yeah, I know.
They gotta go with the he gotta go and review and tell him how he gonna defend him. So
that's probably the only way he could defend him. I mean, he should have never did it. He should have just said, "Fuck it, I'm not taking this case. I'm not gonna feed my client to the wolves."
But he is.
They weren't going to let that go by again. And so he gets his claws into Mr. Johnson. All right. And what you're going to hear is as the process goes on, is the idea is that he's going to sign with CMG, Mr. Johnson.
Oh.
But there comes a point in the road
Oh.
where what Mr. Govan wants, which is a meal ticket, the payday,
What? What's going on?
and what Mr. Johnson wants, different. And you're going to hear about how they take this trip to Atlanta. And the whole idea is that they're going to go to Atlanta, and this is Mr. Govan's chance. He's got another guy he's going to bring in to help sell the management contract, which is going to get him this massive piece of this young up and coming artist.
Bro, what's up with?
And you're going to hear, this is about September of 21. This is right before November. And you're going to
Bro, like for real, I just want to know what does it have to do with anything.
hear that they go to Atlanta to meet Jook, who is one of the higher ups at CNG.
Oh.
Right?
Oh,
They go to Atlanta.
Yo, got it?
And while in Atlanta, Mr. Johnson decides, I'm not going to go your way. I'm not going to go your way, Govan. I'm not going into business with you. I'm going to do it without you. And at that moment, I anticipate you're going to hear Mr. Govan say he was really mad. He felt some kind of way about the fact that he had, in his mind, his perception was he had done all this to help this up and coming star, and now he was going to be left to the wayside, and he wasn't going to get a piece. And he's so angry that he leaves Mr. Johnson in Atlanta. Pleasing that. Mr. Johnson has to find another way home.
Holy man.
You know, Mr. Hagerman talked about, it's not 1981, right? It's 2024 now. It's 21 when this happened. But there are certain things that are as old as time. And that's greed, right? Pride,
Greed and
and deceit.
what are you saying, bro?
And that's what
He just deferring it all.
Mr. Govan has, is greed. And then he gets angry.
What?
Because if he can't get a piece of this young artist, nobody can. Nobody can. It's time to tank this one. Because he's not going to go with Govan. And Govan, you're going to hear, and the state has said, is soliciting. He's in the middle of this thing with Dolph. It's going to be important for you through this case to really pay attention to credibility. When you hear witnesses like Govan testify, why is he saying what he's saying? What's he getting at? He's getting something.
So
You're going to hear it.
Going to testify?
He's got a vested interest
I mean, I get
in making sure that he saves his own hide and takes this young rapper, this young man, off the board, since he wasn't going to go with him in the first place, since he abandoned him and decided not to share any of his money going forward. The same is to be said for Mr. Smith. You're going to hear from Mr. Smith. And Mr. Hagerman tells you, he says he's going to tell you that was me and Justin. You will also hear about other things Mr. Smith has said during the same time that he's been meeting with the state, meeting with law enforcement, trying to save himself. And while he's doing this, while he's meeting with them and telling them this story, you're also going to hear he's writing letters to his family and telling his family, I didn't really do this. I didn't really do this. I'm just going to get the deal. I just want the deal. I want you to know I didn't do it. I'm just saying what I got to say to get myself home. How much bigger of a motivator could someone have?
You better say something, nigga.
And it makes you question. If he's saying those things to other people, how do you know the truth? How does the state know the truth? before they put him up, right? You know, you're right, 2021, there's video. And I'm going to tell you now, similar clothing doesn't equal the same.
Oh my God.
All right? Video is going to show what it shows. You're going to be able to watch it, evaluate it, look at it. The crosstown videos and pictures that they show you. Look at them, evaluate them. Absolutely. But similar doesn't mean the same. For mass-produced items, you have to ask yourself, is there anything particularly significant or unique about those items that couldn't have been obtained by another person and worn by another person?
Damn.
And look, if that video on its own and those, the other part of that was enough, why would we need to hear from these other folks? Why would we need to hear from them?
Because they want to have more evidence for your ass.
They want you to hear from them. They need you to hear from them because there was references of cell phone information. That cell phone information isn't going to be able to pinpoint where they are or where these phones are.
What?
That area has all sorts of other locations in it.
What?
You're going to hear, you heard that car was wiped. You're going to hear that they did fingerprint analysis on the car. Cornelius Smith's prints are on the car. Another individual named Kristen Garner on the car. Another gentleman named Trayon Ingram on the car. You know whose fingerprints aren't on the car? Justin Johnson. And if it was wiped and then moved and wiped, as the state suggests, then how are their prints on? You're going to hear that they did touch DNA, right? So lucky, it's not 1981 anymore. We got touch DNA now. Forensics has come a long way. Crime scene unit went into this car and did several swipes for touch DNA. They don't have anything saying Justin Johnson's DNA.
Fuck that DNA.
The car that they got,
we got these
a dude
videos.
got shot, according to Cornelius Smith. I mean, he got shot in the shoulder. No blood in the car that we're going to hear any forensic analysis about. How is that? These are the things that you as jurors will have to pay particular attention to throughout this case. The shame of it is that people like Govan and Cornelius Smith are going to get an opportunity to come and lie to your face. That's the shame. And they will. The judge instructed you earlier some of the things to be mindful of among credibility. So they appeared particularly honest. And then there becomes one really important. To what degree does what Cornelius is saying differ from what Govan is saying? Pay attention to that. Why is it different? The truth is one thing, right? One thing. And I'm not talking about inconsequential facts. I'm talking about this was a horrible thing that happened to Adolph Short and his family. It wasn't just every day.
Oh,
It was lost. Absolutely. But as we talked about in voir dire, and you all agree, it's never justice if you convict the wrong person. So I appreciate all of your attention that you're going to provide.
Yo, Trill.
Was
That was opening statements and arguments. Damn, boy, my collar loose as hell. But nah, so what you thinking, bro? How it sounding to you right now?
Well, now that he's bringing up everything else, it does remind me of the past. They were saying that the older guy, Gonzalez, was going to not plea out, but yeah, he was trying to plea out. He's going to tell what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And that was talked about, that there was no evidence of Straight Drop really being there, as in like, as they have like physical evidence through the videos and stuff like that, but I'm saying there was no DNA, there was no this, there was no that. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that he wasn't there. I'm just saying from what they were talking about, that was something that was spoken about.
You a DNA person?
No, I'm not. I don't give a fuck neither.
Okay, then. So don't know what you talking about then, nigga.
But back to it.
I'm asking.
They're in there with the Wolves.
The reason why I'm saying that is because you can not be a D. You can not really, like me. I don't really mess with. I wouldn't say nothing about DNA. Like, you feel me? Like that. I'll be like, okay, DNA is automatically. I believe it. You feel me? But in some situations, yeah, like the Ted Bundy situation, and when he was biting all the girls and stuff with his teeth marks and shit, like that right there. I was like, okay, DNA was like, yeah, that's cool, 'cause that's true. Like everybody ain't gonna have the same bite mark or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I don't need DNA for me to know that for me to, if somebody can say, nah, he ain't had no DNA, that don't mean nothing. Shit. It just wasn't on there.
Truth be told.
Yeah.
And
That's just why I asked though.
Yeah, with the way that he, not just the defense, I'm talking about the original attorneys, they had a lot of evidence.
Mm-hmm.
They have date for date, point for point, mark for mark, where they was going, what they was trying to do,
He
who they
switched the
was
car
around.
out.
Yeah, so.
And then they didn't even bring in, they brought up Gomez or whatever. They brought him up and stuff like that, but they didn't really like say like, man, they really was talking about him.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah, and the crazy part about it is we haven't seen the witnesses, so we don't know.
Run it up.
Yeah, we don't know, bro. We don't know what the witnesses seen. We don't know what, because you never know what witness is gonna say certain stuff. Like how we had in the YSL trial, we had multiple people screw off the cops, but then you get a Woody, and then you get Young Thug best friend. Them two niggas was saying some crazy stuff on the stand that'll, some of it'll incriminate, some of it won't, but it was stuff that'll, it opened its stuff up to the world on this shit was kind of true, kind of not. You know what I mean? So we'll be able to figure it out then. But hey, man, this right here, this trial, if they can prove that Straight Drop was not in the vehicle, then they are fucking geniuses. But if they cannot prove that Straight Drop was not in the vehicle, that Straight Drop wasn't in the vehicle, he's cooked, dude. He's about to get probably the most time.
Straight Drop?
Yeah, just for taking it to trial.
No other nigga not taking it to trial?
I don't believe so.
They said Gomez is gonna get on the stand.
Yeah, but that don't mean he didn't take his time for his case.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That boy finna get hit with 2 life sentences. One of the life sentences for dropping that weak ass music video.
Ooh,
No, that's funny.
Ooh,
But yeah.
oh,
How you going, bro? You didn't tell me.
open
How
it.
you, who you going? How you feel?
As of now, I have no feelings
Okay.
towards the case.
Okay.
I'm leaning more towards
They don't tell
the
your truth, bro. Tell your
prosecution.
truth.
I'm leaning more towards the prosecution based off of the evidence that
Okay.
they
Yes,
presented
sir.
in their first statements. Do
Okay.
I believe that they'll win? I don't know because the lawyer's opening speech was definitely decent. So I'm not saying it just based on how he can persuade the jury is if
Okay.
straight drop wins or not.
Let me know how
But
you feel.
am I leaning towards the prosecution? Fucking right.
Okay. All right, man. Yeah. First prosecution. They what they case they stated. I feel like it was like very one through 10. It was like they knocked everything down that they needed to say. Um, the defense is like it's like the one thing that you left out. It's like the one thing that you left out that you supposed to mostly say is where that person was at. If you don't bring up where that person was at or have a not even it's called an alibi, but a lullaby. Nigga, have lies, say something. Tell me where he was at, buddy. It's no case you gonna say they went to New York and he was mad. They left him out there. He had to get a ride back. He was tired. He had to start a GoFundMe. Yada yada yada. But he got back and they started sucking each other dick again.
He
And he
should
said,
have.
"Nigga, let's kill this nigga. I mean, when you kill a nigga, I'm gonna give you that money, nigga. I'm telling you, we good, bro. Come on, we good." That's what happened, bro. That's how I see. The defense did horrible. There's nothing straight. Only thing straight drop can do worse right now is just say, "Nah, we didn't shoot him 21 times. We shot him 28 times."
Man, them people work for the city, man. They don't work for no straight drop.
Who the city of
Memphis.
Memphis?
Oh yeah, Juke not paying for their lawyer no more. So 'cause
Didn't he get a court appointed lawyer?
he did because Juke ain't paying for their lawyer no more. He did
When he died.
last year at the funeral.
He got killed at they said a big time drug dealer, which was who was married to the aunt. They said Yo Gotti was there, Big Juke was in the car, and some niggas ran up on him and shot him. You don't remember that? And they had that video. They said Juke dead. Juke? Oh, you know about to get quiz out here.
Yep. When Juke passed away, their lawyer fees went down the drain. And Gotti ain't gonna pin himself towards it because they already trying to get Gotti. So
Oh, J-Lo, how was you listening?
Yeah, I was listening.
How you feel about the defense case?
And I sound like
As in straight drop, his lawyer.
straight drop case is finna get straight dropped.
As you saying this about to get straight, like he gonna get out. Like he got
Hell
some
no, no. They finna drop that shit in that pot and cook his ass.
it's over for this young nigga. He should have took the plea deal. When everybody else was trying to plea out, he should have plead with him.
They finna re-rock this nigga, man.
75 years.
What you think about with the prosecution? What you think about what they say?
Hey man, sound like sound like they did they homework. That's what it sound like to me.
It's not like he didn't do his homework, but they just doing their job. They ain't do no homework.
Yeah, they doing their
They
job. Bro. That's why I
bro,
said
you
they work for the city.
Bro, the police just do what they normally do. Okay, let me go check and see if they got cameras. Let me check and see if they got cameras. You think the police just gonna stop and be like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna go check their cameras"? No, they'll go
Exactly.
check everybody camera, bro. This their job. It's easy.
Exactly.
But just it's homework.
Man, I ain't checking no cameras, man. I'm getting on that social media. I'm getting in that say cheese comment section.
They got a task force for that too.
Come on, bro. So it's like, duh.
They got they got a task force. They got 3 people. One person gonna check the Instagrams, one person going door to door, and one of them checking cameras.
I could tell by how what that man said in the beginning that it's over. For straight drop. It's over. He never changed his clothes. He took the car to his mama's house. They got him 10 hours showing that 10 hours switching the car out, bro.
Wait. So when you say he never switched his clothes, you mean like he went in and did the shooting in his clothes?
Okay, look, 2:00 in the morning, they got him before the shooting that day. It said it
Yeah.
started at 12:00 at night. At 2:00 in the morning, they got some him wearing them clothes. I don't know if he took a picture, Snapchat, whatever. He wearing the same clothes that on. At like 10 hours before the murder, they found him. I mean, he was on the elevator at his mama crib with the same clothes on. And when he got off the elevator, he got in the stolen car. And when he got in that stolen car, they found him. They found him switching the car out 10 hours earlier at a gas station in that car with them clothes on. You feel me? And
Yeah.
then an hour before Dolph, they found him in the elevator. They got that, and he left in that car. And then that person with them clothes on shot Dolph. And then they left and went to go drop the car off. And when they dropped the car off, they hopped in a white Tahoe, right? They said Tahoe? A white Tahoe. And they went to the ghostly apartments. And when they get to the ghostly apartments has cameras, and it shows these niggas still have the same clothes on after the
Damn.
murder. So when they got in that car, they didn't switch nothing out. They probably just would do whatever, yada yada yada, and got in the other car.
Damn, bro. Bro went and did a hit with no drawers on.
The no draws thing last night was crazy.
I'm about to clip that today. They
Clip
didn't want.
that,
They blocked
please.
my video because of that John Morant rant I went on.
I could have told you
Told
that.
you.
So,
Told you.
so I had to clip that out. Now I can go clip up the video.
For sure. But yeah.
Nah,
So
man.
come
They-
on, bro.
they
It's like
treat-
night and day right now, bro. Y'all might well start telling. Tell the real reason. Like it's just tell. Or just
Ooh,
take your lick. Just take your lick. Or you should have took your lick by playing guilty.
yeah, that's better than what you talking about. I ain't trying to get all the. You know, rich niggas got money. They can pay a goofy. If they paid my goofy ass, they can pay another goofy ass nigga. So I don't need to be in the mix of no rich niggas that's street niggas. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be in the ball field of a broke street nigga and a broke street nigga. You know what I'm saying? So at least he can't just be paying homies. It's just me and my partners versus him and his partners. It ain't no. I ain't telling on no rich street nigga. He get your ass turned upside down, even in
Shit.
jail.
He
Yeah,
let his
look at him. Well, the thing is, they did that Gomez, what his name is, whatever he trying to blame it on. His judge let him out of jail, bro.
Yeah,
She let him out on bond.
yeah.
Even after doing the interview, she was like, "You doing interviews? You supposed to be yada yada yada." But he
Yeah.
supposed to. Did y'all ever see his interview?
I did see it a long time ago. I never paid attention to the whole thing.
Yeah, he had an interview out.
I never heard of bro.
Gomez.
I need
That's
to reach out to Straight Drop, bro. He got the real info.
Desto. You know Desto, the girl that got signed by
That's his dad. Yeah, that's
Uzi.
Desto daddy.
Yeah. She got signed by Uzi. She died in Houston. That's her dad.
Yeah.
He a
Yeah,
street.
yeah. And
He a
then
street nigga.
he came out saying something about it when she
On
died.
Facebook. On Facebook
Yeah.
and said he said he blamed himself. Yeah. Y'all remember that nigga? Stop playing, bro. I said y'all just gotta remember.
Yeah, this case, like these cases be 3-4 years old when they finally go to trial. So it's like it's hard to keep up. But I remember a lot about this case because the people that I subscribe to or watch, they talk about the Dolph stuff almost every other second. Like if any news come out about Dolph, they're gonna bring it up. So it's not something that I try to look into, but it comes across my desk every other day if some new news come out. If anybody, I'm telling you, if anybody from that area start passing away, somebody will make some news about it. And if they're close to straight drop or dog, they will start talking about it. Like anytime Key Glock decide to talk on Twitter, they will make a whole video about how this happened in Memphis, this happened in Memphis. Key Glock is a this, and that. I'm like, wow. Nah, I gotta stop watching this. I gotta stop paying attention to the internet because they lying on some of these.
Nah, that's true. I don't know what else they have. Hold on, let me see.
Time I'll pass the witness.
PRE, Cocaine Music Group.